How are you? Welcome to the fourth episode of the LightySportsPod. We hope you guys have been enjoying our content, and if you have, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It all helps. That'd be great. And then if you guys have any questions too, feel free to shoot them in the comments. You can message me on Instagram, whatever it is that you'd like to do, and then we'll discuss them on the pod.
Yeah, we need more chatter. Bring it. Let's go.
Yeah, give us some chatter. This past weekend we had a big football weekend. We had a couple of big games. So KC was against the Ravens, and they won 17-10 in a tough road win. The key to the game for me was the overall team defense that Steve Spagnuolo designed up for the Chiefs. I remember last week I was saying Lamar's gonna have to be a pocket passer and not be able to run a ton, and he came up with a really good design to keep him in check. So Steve Spagnuolo, shout out to you, great defensive coordinator out there in KC, and I think KC's defense is going to be a juggernaut.
Yeah, I went with Baltimore last week. I went 0-2 last week. He'll probably bring that up here shortly. Yeah, I figured. I was ahead. I think I'm down by 1 now. And yeah, we got beer on this, right? So hopefully next week I'll take care of it. I went with Baltimore. It was actually a great game. It was probably the better of the two, to be honest with you. As far as I liked it, it was low scoring, great hitting, a lot of contact, like outstanding hitting. Lamar did his typical playoff performance. Lamar, unfortunately, with that pick there in the red zone, that didn't help. But it was still a good game. Good hitting, great contact. That KC defense is young and good, and that Baltimore defense is also extremely good. Both these teams are going to be around for a while, so
yeah,
that's my take.
Fun fact too, actually, because I was just mentioning Steve Spagnuolo. He's actually the only offensive or defensive coordinator ever in NFL history to win a Super Bowl in two different teams. He won one for the New York Giants back in the day with Eli, and then he's got 2 with KC now. Maybe even get this guy a head coaching job. I think he's got some head coaching experience in the past, and I don't think it went too great. I think he's just a really good defensive coordinator, but I think he's deserving of a second look with the way this team has been playing all playoffs, like this defense elite. So
I remember that Giant game. Eli did that one throw.
Oh yeah, the helmet catch.
Yeah.
David Tyree.
Yeah,
David Tyree with the helmet catch.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Anyways, San Fran also beat Detroit 34-31. This was also a banger of a game. But in my opinion, key to the game, Dan Campbell. Come on, man. A little bit too aggressive. Not taking the points there. Killed them. I'm a big fan of Dan Campbell. MCDC, he's a great dude, great coach, and I get it. That's how he's winning football games all year. He wanted to stick to his guns.
That's how he got there.
But I get it. That's how he got there. But you gotta adapt, man. You gotta adapt. And fun fact, actually, I put a poll on our Instagram this week asking hey, what the heck was Dan Campbell doing? Was this a good call or a bad call? And 100% of our viewers decided that it was a bad call. It's not like we only got a couple votes. We got quite a fair amount of you guys chimed in on that, and he was
And that was on the 4th and 4 there. That was a bad call down.
You're down by 3.
Yeah, I know.
It would have tied the game.
I know.
I don't like it. I get it. You're an aggressive coach. This is what you did, and you wanted to stand by it.
Social media just roasting.
Oh yeah. You need to learn. If you're a good coach,
He is a good coach.
He is, yeah. But if you want to be an elite coach, if that's a better term, you need to be able to adapt. The biggest game of your entire season, you need to be able to adapt, I think. But and then there was another play too that everybody was mentioning, running the ball with two timeouts left. The other team needed 3 stops. That was a bad one too. I don't know. There was just some game management issues there that to me put San Fran in the Super Bowl. I don't think San Fran necessarily deserved to win that. Congrats on the comeback though. The comeback was great, but I think Dan Campbell kind of swayed that the wrong way. It wasn't a great coaching.
He should have They should have run it before the 2-minute warning. They were in there. I think it was 2nd and 2.
Yeah,
there's the 2.
There's a lot of things that I think that they probably should have done differently.
They could have saved their timeout then.
Yep, exactly. Anyways, that was this weekend's football. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. The KC game, like I like high scoring games. Like the tackling was great. It was a fun game still to watch. But I liked the San Fran Detroit game more just because I like a kind of like a high shootout almost. So.
I'm more old school. I like the hitting.
Yeah.
And,
I like shootouts, man. When it's back and forth touchdowns, I get excited.
That defense, so 2 defenses just hammering each other. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was Smash Mouth football for sure.
Oh, old school.
So let's go over our picks. We're not gonna do a pick this week because the Super Bowl's not this weekend. We're gonna save that for our next pod. But this past weekend, I picked Detroit and KC, and I went 1-1, and he picked Detroit and Baltimore and went 0-2.
No, I went.
No, you went 0-2.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, you went 0-2. So I'm 8-4. He's 7-5. So next weekend, when we pick, he's gonna have to get it right. I'm gonna have to get it wrong, and we're gonna guess the score of the game too, closest to, just in case it is tied. If he gets it right, he won't. I'm gonna win. But
where are you leaning right now? Because I know you like both teams, KC and San Fran. So.
Well, we'll talk about it next week on the pod, but it's pretty hard to bet against Patty Mahomes. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, I did want to talk about one thing actually. This was a pretty big discussion I saw on Twitter too. A lot of people were talking about it. But of the 2 losers from this past weekend, so Detroit and Baltimore, who do you think is most likely to return to the conference finals next year?
Baltimore by far.
Yeah, I agree. I want to hear this from. I want to hear about this from friends and fans watching this, or not fans. You guys probably don't like us that much, but people watching this, I want to hear about what you think. I think Baltimore as well. I know you're going Baltimore because of their defense. I think they're losing a few pieces this offseason.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to. Don't quote me on this, but one of their star linebackers, I think Patrick Queen might be a free agent. I'll have to double check that, but I do believe that they're going to lose a few pieces on defense, but I think Baltimore, simply because I trust Lamar to take a team further than Jared Goff would. And to me, quarterback's the most important position on the field by far. The guy has the ball in their hand the most, so I'm trusting Lamar to get back there before Jared Goff, but I love the Lions, man. I hate the Ravens. I'm a Browns fan. You can't like the Ravens. So, but unbiasedly, I think Baltimore probably gets there sooner than Detroit.
Lamar and that defense, come on. Lamar's not going anywhere. That defense is really strong. You saw it last weekend. They also
lost their defensive coordinator too. Keep that in mind.
Sure.
Keep that in mind. We'll get into that in a bit. We're going to talk about the coaches coaching stuff too. But they did lose a really, really good defense coordinator this week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then, as we said too earlier, this weekend we got the Pro Bowl game. I mean, it's not really a Pro Bowl game. I mean, it's more fun than the old Pro Bowl. Like, I would rather watch flag football than watch.
They are playing flag football, aren't they?
Well, they did that. They did that last year too.
Did they?
Yeah. But I prefer that over the whole idea of wearing pads and not hitting anybody. Like, it's boring.
Well, it's been 20 years since I've seen a Pro Bowl game.
And
I saw the ad.
Yeah.
The flag football and the Manning bro.
I actually like it because it's kind of fun. I enjoy that the thing from last night. I don't know if anybody watched last night, but there was like the skills portion of it, and there's more skills actually the day of the Pro Bowl, and they're really fun skills. Like, people were enjoying it, and it's points based, so the points in the skills comp also goes towards your flag football score.
Oh, okay.
Which is neat. Like, it's a continuation of points, which I think is fun. It's cool. Like last night, there was one skill I really enjoyed. There's a jug machine. It's shooting out like punts, and it's not just punt returners catching it. It was like they had to get like one special team guy, one linebacker, one tight end, one
to catch it.
But no, this is the thing. So it starts off with everybody has one football in their hand already, and you got to catch 2, then 3, then 4, and it's elimination. And shout out, I can't. Oh, what's his name? That one. He's a special teamer. Killebrew. He caught it. He was insane. He had 5 balls in his hand. Okay, and he transferred one ball while one ball was in the air to his legs. Caught the other ball with his other hand, fell to the ground, and kept it in between his legs. Didn't touch the ground. He won. He had 6 balls. 6. He caught 6 balls in the jug. Oh, the first one wasn't caught, so 5. But that was the one that last night I had the most fun watching, because it's like, this is stuff that they probably joke around, mess with at practice. Like, hey, let me get in the jugs. Let me see how many I can catch. It was fun. I like that. Yeah. And speaking of the Pro Bowl, let's go over our biggest snubs from the Pro Bowl, in my opinion. Josh Allen, come on. Got to be there. Like, no disrespect, but we got guys like Gardner Minshew and Baker Mayfield there.
I'm wearing Baker today.
Yeah, go Baker. But Josh Allen was the guy. Threw 4,306 yards, had 29 touchdowns. I know he had a bad interception numbers. He had 18 interceptions. But all of these stats don't highlight the fact that he's a very, very good runner as well. Scores touchdowns running the football. I think he should have been in there.
You know why he's probably not there? He's in Pebble Beach this weekend at the Pro-Am.
Yeah, but I mean, he was like the original. Like, he was originally not even like.
Oh yeah.
Like, he wasn't even on the original sheet. Like, he could have turned it down. You could always get picked to the Pro Bowl and say, I don't want to go, but he didn't. He was never selected. Which is crazy. The next one I'm going to talk about is the wildest of snubs. He needs to be there, and the fact that he's not is actually pretty disgraceful. Antoine Winfield Jr. I don't know if you know his dad. His dad played in the 90s. He was a pretty good football player too. He had 102 tackles this year at safety, 6 sacks from safety. He led the league in forced fumbles. He had 6 forced fumbles. He had 3 interceptions, and he was an All-Pro, but he's not on the Pro Bowl. That's crazy.
6 sacks on the safety too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Like, he is really good. I was really mad actually when he was drafted to the Buccaneers. He was drafted in the 2nd round. He was drafted 1 pick after Grant Delpit, which is the safety we drafted. Grant Delpit's been good. I love him. But man, imagine if we had Antoine Winfield in the back there. That would be crazy. Would have loved that. It's like having a second linebacker back there, but he can run. It's nuts. And then Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver for San Fran. I think he should have been there. 75 receptions, 1,342 yards, 7 touchdowns. He had a really, really strong season at wide receiver. Breece Hall, running back for the Jets. I understand he was coming off an ACL tear, and he wasn't the greatest at the beginning of the year, but he really stepped it up in the second half. He had 1,585 all-purpose yards and 9 total touchdowns. And then L'Jarius Sneed wasn't nominated or wasn't put in the Pro Bowl. He's a corner, by the way, for the Chiefs.
Yep.
He didn't give up a single touchdown in the regular season.
Well, he did in the playoffs, but
yeah, last game. But why is he not in the Pro Bowl? You don't give up a single touchdown. That, to me, like, you're probably the best corner there is. Interceptions don't matter to me nearly as much as preventing touchdowns and being that lockdown corner. For example, guys back in the day like Darrelle Revis, like, they called it Revis Island because he was like, they wouldn't throw it there, because they knew like this guy's gonna lock them up anyways, and he never really had insane interception numbers every year, and it's because people knew like this guy's not gonna allow a touchdown. There's no point throwing. I think it's pretty similar for L'Jarius Sneed. I think he should be in the Pro Bowl, but yeah, those are my snubs. You agree with all of those?
Yes, I do. Josh Allen, maybe he said no because he's golfing this weekend. I don't know, but I don't know the process, right?
Yeah.
On how it's done, and so, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched Pro Bowl in 20 years.
Yeah. Like Gardner.
He used to be in Hawaii all the time.
Yeah. So they were talking about this yesterday on the Pat McAfee show. Actually, that stopped because I believe there may have been excessive partying in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe I'm not too sure, but he did say too that the NFL is looking to go back there, to Hawaii because players are a lot more motivated to take a trip down to Hawaii with their family than than where they are now. So maybe we'll see what happens there. But I like the flag football. I think those guys were snubbed. Even if they're not playing the game, like I'm sure most of them don't want to, just being called a Pro Bowler, like that goes towards your potential Hall of Fame in the future. It's a big thing.
How many years have you been doing flag football?
I think last year was the first year. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
It's in the Olympics, right? Something like that.
Yeah, well, no, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be in the. I don't know if it's this one. Might be the next one.
The one in LA. I think it's in Paris this summer, right? The Olympics in Paris.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is if Tyreek Hill's not on that team, I'm not gonna watch because imagine Tyreek Hill in flag football running go routes past like the other countries' teams, like
go routes.
That's nuts. Like he'd be. I think Tyreek would be the greatest flag football player of all time.
All right, let's move on.
Anyways, NFL coaching news this week. I want to talk about one for the Browns. We don't usually talk about offensive coordinators that much, but it's my favorite team, so figured I'd throw a little bias thing in there, you know. We hired Ken Dorsey as our offensive coordinator. A lot of people didn't like this signing. I really do like it. Surprisingly, last year, every offensive stat other than turnovers with the Bills was actually better under Dorsey than Joe Brady. Like literally every single statistic except for turnover percentage. And then, according to my buddy Matt Wilson, who's a big Bills fan, shout out, he actually went to the game 2 weekends ago?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, against KC. He said he paid $30 for 2 twisted teas that had slush and ice in it because it was so cold. But he's a big Bills fan and he knows a lot about Dorsey. He says that Dorsey is a great play designer, but a really bad play caller, which is perfectly fine with me because Stefanski calls pretty much all the plays to the Browns anyways, and he's really good at play calling. So getting another guy that can design plays for him, I think is really, really, really strong, really good fit. He's also really good with quarterbacks. Like he was there with Josh Allen for 3 years, and like Deshaun used to be a top 3 quarterback, but the last couple of years he's been terrible. So I think this will really, really help him. And yes, of course, Brian Dable was there helping Josh Allen too. He's the head coach in the Giants now, but I think Ken Dorsey did a lot more than people think for his development. Yeah.
You don't think he's going to think pass first now with Cleveland?
I think we're trying to move to a passing first offense because that was my wallet. Because Nick Chubb, there's question marks there. We don't know if he's going to be good next year. Like he's expected to play, but he's coming off of a pretty bad knee injury.
Well, Watson's a good drop back passer too, right? So
Watson's most effective out of the gun, which is the complete opposite of Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb struggles to run out of the gun. So I don't know what Ken Dorsey's going to bring, but I think it's going to help Deshaun a lot, and it's going to open up our passing game as we start to kind of drift towards a more passing offense. So yeah, I like that hire. But
yeah, he's an old quarterback too, right? So
yeah, I think he used to play for the Browns.
He did.
Yeah, he played for the Browns for a bit back in 2006.
Oh yeah, way back.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's that for the Browns hire. Then we got some big news out of Detroit. Ben Johnson, he was one of the biggest head coaching names that being talked about out there because of that offense in Detroit. He's a genius. He decided he's going to stay as the offense coordinator in Detroit because he wants to win a ring with MCDC. He wants to win a ring there. That was a bit of a shock. I think if I were him, I probably would have taken that head coaching job just because of the money, the stability, or the face of that
it's
team.
More stability being an offensive coach then.
Yeah, coordinator. Yeah, I guess you're right. But I don't know. I would have probably wanted to be the face of a team like Washington or Seattle. Would have made sense. But anyways, Seattle Seahawks hired the Baltimore defense coordinator, Mike McDonald. This is a great hire. He came from a really complex defense. I remember Pat McAfee actually was mentioning when he first got there, Baltimore coach was looking at the designs that they were like head coach was looking at the designs of what Mike McDonald was typing up or putting out there, and he was confused. He was literally like, "What is this? You're expecting our team to run this?" The first game of the season, they ran it, and even the players were like, "This is a little bit confusing." And as the season went on, they all adjusted, and that complex defensive scheme became elite. Like that defense was elite, and he's going to bring that to Seattle now. So I really love that hire.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Great hire. Like, I think about the Ravens defense, so I'm assuming he's going to probably play the same structure there, like you just said. So
yeah, usually winning culture comes from hiring coaches from winning teams. Like Baltimore's got a winning culture; they got a good team. So I mean, you gotta love hiring from there. And then the Washington Commanders hired Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator from Dallas, as their head coach. This one I don't like. I think there's better options on the table. Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel not getting hired is crazy. But I don't like this one. He has head coach experience in Atlanta. He took them to the Super Bowl actually, but it was the nice 28-3 meme game that everybody talks about Brady coming back. Sorry, Tyler Bridgen. He's a Falcons fan. I like to rub that one in his face as much as I can. But other than going to that Super Bowl, he wasn't a very good head coach there. And like I said, yeah, Vrabel to me made more sense. And there's no more head coaching spots for those guys. Like all the head coaches hires are done, unless we get a late firing or.
That's okay.
And I know exactly. I don't think that's gonna happen.
So Hoodie didn't get a job then.
No.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what Bill's going to be doing. We'll see.
Where's Brady? He's going to do announcing, right?
Yeah, he's going to Fox. He's taking Greg Olson's job, which I don't really like. Greg Olson's one of my favorite. Favorite commentators. He's really smart. Yeah, Greg Olson doesn't know where he's going now. That's what I thought. That's what I last read.
Wow. I thought he was like on the pregame show or the postgame show, one of those.
No, I think he's going up in the booth.
He's now. Wow.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I want Brady up there too. Like, I imagine listen to this guy.
Greg Olson's good though.
Yeah, but I
like
that.
him over Roman.
Me too. I love Greg Olson. I don't think he should be the one getting moved, but I am really excited to see Tom Brady in there. He's one of the smartest football minds ever. So I think he'll be good in that job.
Well, let's see how he presents it, right? So
yeah,
Greg Olson's really good.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways, moving away from.
I like Greg over Troy and Aikman. So whatever.
Yeah, moving on from that, we're gonna go over to some baseball news. So the Tigers extended their top prospect, which is a rarity. You don't see it happening too often. To a 6-year deal, up to 9 years, worth $82 million. He's the number 22 prospect in the top on the top 100. So he's a good prospect. He's projected to play third base. I think maybe a little bit elsewhere in the infield. Who knows?
He'll be starting third base for the Tigers. But look at the Braves. That's what the Braves did, right? They signed all their young guys to 5, 6, 8-year contracts.
Yeah.
Right. So it's good on the Tigers. It's no time. I think it's a great move.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it too. He has a 60 grade power, 60 grade hit out of 80 according to scouts. So that's really good.
They gave Green a 4-year contract 2 years ago? Not a 9-year though. They should have gave Green more, but it's fine.
Yeah. And then the Texas Rangers signed elite relief pitcher. He's getting a little older, but David Robertson to a 1-year deal with a mutual option. It's expected to be $11.5 million. Good signing there. He had good numbers last year. He had a 3.03 ERA. He had still had a K per 9 of 10.7, which is really good for his age. He's in his late 30s. And his FIP was 3.55, so it's pretty on point with his ERA. So I don't think he was a lucky pitcher by any means. So I think that's a good signing by the Rangers. They're getting a good guy at the back end of their pen.
Yeah, he went Mets to the Marlins last year, I think. 39. He is 39. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good for the pen. Good for Texas.
Yeah, I agree. And then we had Seattle Mariners acquired second baseman Jorge Polanco.
Polanco lost his job anyways, right?
Yeah.
And Minnie to, who was it, Lewis, and who's the Canadian guy there from Quebec?
Matt Brash.
No.
He's from Kingston.
No, the second baseman.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Seattle.
Yeah.
Edouard Julien.
That's it. Thank you.
He's a good second base prospect. But yeah, the deal was, I think there was a relief pitcher in there. Sorry, my laptop just froze. But Anthony DeSclafani, Gabriel Gonzalez, he's the number 5 prospect in that system. Was the number 5 prospect with the Mariners. And number 79 in all of MLB. I know he has a 55 grade hit tool and a 65 grade arm. But yeah, he's going to be the main package in there, I would say. He's like the main piece in there. Big hit tool, big arm, gonna be good. And then I think they got a pitcher named Darren Bone as well. I'm not too familiar with him, but I think this is a good deal for both teams. You're getting a good second baseman there in Seattle. You're getting a good prospect in Minnesota, and they didn't have really too much room for Jorge Polanco anyways. So
no, they had room for him in Seattle though. That Seattle team's totally different now, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
Trader Jerry. Yeah. Jerry DePoto loves making trades.
They got Haniger back and playing right field, and Tails out, and Polanco's in. They got rid of their third baseman Suarez, and I don't know who's playing third now. No idea.
Caballero.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
So. I don't really know. But yeah, I believe Anthony DeSclafani also got a like $8 million or something was capped by Seattle to make it work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they helped out
there.
Blue Jays made a big signing. I don't love it.
JT.
But we signed Justin Turner. He's gonna DH for us. He had a pretty good hitting year last year, but I still think we should have shot a lot higher. He had 23 home runs, 345 OBP, 2.1 WAR, which is good considering he was really only valuable hitting, and a 276 average. I know he's gonna DH. He's not a fielder anymore at his age. Last year he actually had a -4 OAA, so outs above average, which is really bad to begin with, in like only 6 games at third base, which again, like that's awful. So he's gonna be our DH. I think we should have went higher. Jorge Soler.
Left-handed bat, not a right-handed bat.
Turner's a right-handed bat.
I know, they should have signed a left-handed bat.
I'm indifferent with the left-hand, right-handed bat if you're getting the right-handed bat. And
they have
Jorge Soler would have been a lot better than Justin Turner, in my opinion. Like the lineup's gonna be what? Springer, Bichette, Vlad, Turner, Jansen, Kirk, Schneider, Varsho, Biggio, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Kiermaier. Like that's awful. We're not going to compete with a team like Baltimore, who just made a trade for a star pitcher. We're going to talk about that in a second. How are we going to compete with the likes of the Baltimore Orioles, the New York Yankees, who brought in Juan Soto? We're having a terrible offseason. Go out and go call Milwaukee and go get what's his face there?
Urias?
Yeah, no, Willy Adames, sorry.
Oh, Adames.
Yeah,
sure.
Go get Willy Adames. He can play. He's actually I think he was a natural third baseman. In the minors, he played third base. He does have some MLB experience at third base. He is the guy that I would like to bring in with power at third base. He's a good fielder. He's on a 1-year contract. He's going to be gone at the end of the year, so Milwaukee will probably trade him.
Oh, they will.
Get them on the phone. Go get us a power bat. I don't want to see Kevin Biggio and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa playing third base. I'm sorry. Yeah, Biggio had a good second half last year, but that's not going to do it. That's awful. We're not going to win. We're not going to win a single playoff game if that's the lineup we're trying out there.
Are they going to sign a left-handed third baseman, maybe? I don't know who's out there.
No, not many guys out there anymore.
I know Chapman's still out there, but he's right-handed. That's too much money.
I don't think we're finding a left-handed hitting third baseman that is startable in the free agent market.
Would they ever think about putting Vladdy back at third?
No.
Never?
No, never. Vladdy does not belong at third. Vladdy is actually a very, very elite first base glove.
Well, he's got the gold, right?
Exactly. Why move him from somewhere where he was good and put him at a place where he was really bad?
Do you ever know that they put the gold glove on there?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just throwing it out there, right? I don't think that's a smart move at all.
No.
But I think they need a left-handed bat. I really do. That lineup, they only have 3 left-handed bats. Varsho, Kiermaier, and Biggio.
Yeah.
Those are the 3, right? So everything's all right-handed heavy, and you're going to get Cole, Burns coming in at right-hand pitching. They need a big left-handed bat at third base. I don't know who out there they can look at, but
at this point in the offseason, I don't think we can be picky left and right. Like, you just need you need something. You need something. Yeah. Justin Turner's not moving the needle enough for me at all.
Well, like, you want Soler, right?
I'm not just stuck on Soler. Even at this point, like, look, Belly's gonna get paid too much, but just give me something to feel happy about. Belly's. I'm pretty sure Belly's wife is from Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they posted an Instagram story like a month ago.
Oh, I know that. Interesting.
Yeah. But no, look, like, just give me something to feel good. A 1-year Justin Turner deal isn't gonna be that. Like, whatever. Come on, give me more. The biggest news of the week, though, hit just last night. It's a good thing we decided to record on a Friday morning instead of a Friday or a Thursday night. But Corbin Burns, elite starting pitcher, former Cy Young winner, won Cy Young in 2021, was moved to the Baltimore Orioles for infield prospect Joey Ortiz and pitcher DL Hall. So before we get into Corbin Burns, everybody knows how good he is. I don't know if we even really need to talk about that much. Let's get into the prospects that are going to be going to Milwaukee. I don't like this haul. Oh, sorry, I should also add, competitive balance pick was also involved. So I think it's pick 37.
What does that mean?
So the compensation picks. So so like it's technically a first round pick, but it's like not really a first round pick.
They call it competitive balance.
Yeah, so those are the only picks that are allowed to be traded.
I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, but I don't like it that much for the Brewers. I think they could have gotten a lot more, but I am intrigued by Joey Ortiz. He is a glove first infield prospect. He's the 67th best prospect in the league, but he did have pretty decent hitting numbers last year. I don't know if that really carries as MLB. I think he's going to be a glove first guy. But they also got pitcher DL Hall. He's a big lefty. He's got nasty stuff.
He's good.
I really do like him. But I don't like him enough in that package for Burns. I think Burns warranted more. I do understand that Milwaukee is planning on putting DL Hall in the starting rotation. He kind of profiles more to me as like a 2-inning, 3-inning late relief guy kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know, like you throw him in the 6th to the 7th, 8th inning, get a lot of strikeouts, more of a fastball slider guy. He does have a changeup and a curve, but he doesn't throw it too much, and they're not very good. So I like him. I do like him. I just don't think that package was enough for Corbin Burns.
Well, and I think I said this 3 weeks ago. I told the Mets to go out and try and get Burns. His arbitration last year, maybe his year before with Milwaukee, he just went through the whole arbitration process, and they just cut him down, right? That's the whole idea of the arbitration process, and hated it. He came out and said, I'm leaving Milwaukee, so I'm done. So he's done at the end of this year. His contract's done.
Yeah.
He's literally come out and said, I'm not signing. I'm going to the market. He wants $200 million, just like everybody else.
I get that. I still
a 1-year deal for Hall.
I still think that even if you wait until the trade deadline, you're going to get more back and for only those 3 months, just because you're going to have a desperate team looking to win the World Series.
Yeah, but Milwaukee just cut $20 million off their payroll.
Yeah, but it's a 1-year contract. There's no bad 1-year payroll. It's only on your books for 1 year.
But their payroll right now, the start of the year, is 120 compared to 140 million. So they just took 20 million off. Now, not wait until the All-Star break.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a money thing. I
get it. But yeah, that was my thoughts on the prospects. DL Hall could be really good. Joey Ortiz could be really good. That competitive balance pick could be really good. That one's going to be a few years down the road.
We got we gotta go with Toronto. Watch Baltimore and Toronto this summer.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah, that's gonna be those are gonna be good series. Baltimore Toronto series are gonna be a lot of fun. Those are fun to watch, man.
Yeah, the young Holiday kid and
Jackson Holiday should make the team as a 20-year-old this year. Maybe 9. I think he's even 19.
And Rodriguez.
He's also married. I found that out. He's not Matt Holiday's kid. He's 19 years old. He married his high school sweetheart in like 12th grade or first year university. Yeah, he got married. I don't know. I was reading the captions. Maybe not that early. It might not have been right after high school. Might have actually even been this year. I have no idea. I just know that he got married and he's like 19 years old.
He's got the Popeye forearms like his old
Oh, he's huge. I was also watching too. They have an indoor batting cage in their house where they can ramp up like the speed on the gun to like 104, and he's ripping pitches in there. They have like a mini golf simulator in there too. A pretty wicked setup to train. But back to Corbin Burns, Cy Young winner, elite walk to K rate every year. He has a career 3.26 ERA with advanced metrics to go along with it. And this is terrible news for the Jays. Like I said, with even when we were talking about Justin Turner, like this is bad news to the Jays. Get on something, do something.
He's a top 5 pitcher in the MLB, so you get a top 5 pitcher and ace in your staff, right? So, and the staff is good.
Yeah.
You got Rodriguez, John Means there, and who's the other guy there in Cardish?
Their top 3 is nuts. They have Bradish. They have Grayson Rodriguez. They have Corbin Burns. And then their 4 and 5 is going to be Dean Kramer and John Means coming back.
Oh, Means pitched sweet there at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Last 12 innings, never even give up on a run. So.
Yeah. No, they're looking good. Baltimore's in prime position to be a scary team next year. Maybe even a World Series team, honestly. More MLB rumors hit this week. Not a ton. Mariners are interested in pitcher Dylan Cease. I love that fit. The Mariners might have a better top 3 in their rotation than the Orioles do. That top 3 in Seattle's nuts. So if they get a 4th guy to go with Dylan Cease, that'd be pretty cool. But I did hear a new report from John Morosi saying that he thinks it's going to be probably a deadline deal for Cease. They're just asking way too much in Chicago right now. Chicago White Sox are asking for the world. Even Atlanta GM Alex Anthopoulos last week was asked, "Hey, any interest in Cease?" And his response was, if they drop their price like considerably, maybe. But he's going for way too much, or asking for way too much.
Atlanta got Chris Sale. I don't know if they're going to go after Cease, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's what they asked Anthopoulos. I'm not the reporter there, but that's what Anthopoulos said. They said like
that was probably before they got Chris Sale. That's probably
it might have been, but they released it like a week or 2 ago.
Oh, did they? Oh,
yeah, that's where I read it. It was like a week or 2 ago.
Yeah, Cease won't get traded until halfway through the year.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. And then the Rangers have talked to Blue Jays legend in air quotes, Brandon Belt. Can't hit a high fastball at all.
Above the belt.
Anything above the belt, he's not catching.
It's a good team though. Chris Young knows what he's doing.
Look, I think I hate on Brandon Belt too much though. Look, I don't hate. It's not even that I hate him. Like I actually think he was pretty productive for the Blue Jays. It's just my mindset going into this offseason is if we are bringing back the exact same team, like if the Blue Jays had re-signed Brandon Belt and he was our DH savior, that would have been a very disappointing offseason. Especially when you go from Shohei Ohtani market being like one of the finalists, and then we're talking about Brandon Belt. Come on.
You really think they ran on Ohtani? That was just a media thing.
There was legitimate rumors and reports that he was a Blue Jay. John Morosi, sorry for calling you out, said he was a Blue Jay. That's the main analyst. That means it wasn't just a rumor. Like that's a confirmed thing that there was mutual interest. But yeah, no, Brandon Belt gets a little bit too much hate for me probably. It's not even because I hate the guy. I just wanted a better offseason for the Blue Jays.
Well, it's almost done.
And he's getting old. But
he's gonna DH in Texas. Mitch Garver's gone to Seattle. So he's going to get the at-bats, left-handed bat. He'll hit 3rd and 4th in that lineup like he was doing here in Toronto. Well, we're in Ottawa, but in Toronto. But, that's fine. you know how I think about Bell, so I think Jay should have signed him. You need those veterans in the room, man. That's why they signed JT.
That wasn't a good signing either. But nevertheless, anyways, that's it for this podcast. If you guys enjoyed it, give us a like, give us a subscribe, shoot us a message. We're always down to talk. If you guys have any questions, again, shoot me a DM, sauce it in the comments, whatever you feel is right. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. If you like our stuff, you like it. If you don't, move along. Anyways, take care. Have a good one.
Be good.